like to talk to you today about overcoming shame. In Psalm 44 and in verse 15, the psalmist said, "My confusion is continually before me, and the shame of my face hath covered me." My confusion is continually before me, and the shame of my face hath covered me. The story was told of a 12-year-old boy who is still wetting the bed every night. And his mother unwisely decided to start washing and hanging his bed sheets on the clothesline outside every day to embarrass the son in front of the neighbor kids. And she assumed this would shame her son into overcoming bedwetting. You know, shame has been described by Webster as dishonor, disgrace, and a painful feeling of losing the respect of others due to improper behavior. Shame is so frightful that it causes many to live a lie and to cover up to save face and reputation. And no doubt we've all been ensnared in the jagged edge of shame's powerful jaws. Our Creator wired shame into our makeup as a deterrent from sin. And shame is a part of our design to help us maintain a tender conscience, to keep us from, self-destruction. And for some, it's a lie they've told. For others, it's an affair they've had, or it's a crime they've committed, or foolish words they've said. And sadly, our society is forgetting to blush at what should be shameful. It's a sign of the times when few things are sacred anymore. You know, God rebuked His people for this very thing when He stated, quote, "Were they ashamed when they had committed abomination? Nay, they were not at all ashamed. Neither could they blush. Therefore, they shall be cast down, saith the Lord." Jeremiah 6:15. You know, the Bible says, "But the unjust knoweth no shame." Zephaniah 3:5. As we talk about shame, let's first of all talk about the sources of shame. The sources of shame. There's a trick that can be played by magnetic storms that can cause a conversation on a telephone line to actually jump onto a radio line nearby and be broadcast without the knowledge of the two people talking. Well, this actually occurred in New York sometime back when such a connection caused an intimate phone call to be heard coast to coast on a coast-to-coast program, and it caused great shame to the two people involved. You know, shame puts everything on display for others to see and can be very humiliating. It's a raw, naked disgrace that can be so devastating because it's so public. And when Adam and Eve committed the first sin, they hid themselves from God due to their shame. You know, there are many reasons for shame, starting with pride. The Bible says, "When pride cometh, then cometh shame." Proverbs 11:2. You know, pride brought great shame to Germany when it was defeated in World War II. And Adolf Hitler and others boasted of the Germans being the master race. And later on, the newly formed democratic government of East Germany would express sorrow and shame for the Jewish Holocaust and beg forgiveness from Israel and all Jews of the world. This historic apology ended 40 years of denial of responsibility. Pride and shame go hand in hand. During the early days of the church, a husband and wife pretended to give more than they had given, and they were caught in a lie due to their pride. This is found in Acts 6. You know, another source of shame would be dishonesty. The Internal Revenue Service officials were somewhat suspicious about a deduction. It was a claim on a clergyman's IRS form, $450 for a clerical collar. Well, despite the leapfrogging cost of living, this seemed a little out of line, $450. And so they called in the minister, and he said, "I'd made an innocent mistake. That $450 should have been $4.50. And the understanding IRS men let the clergyman pay the extra tax plus 6% interest. But one shrewd auditor had a second thought. And sure enough, a scrutiny of past income tax returns revealed that the minister consistently had trouble with decimals. For 3 years in a row, things like $4.50 came out to $450 in the deduction column. And for this, the red-faced cleric paid added tax, 6% interest, and a 50% penalty for fraud. You know, dishonesty brings about shame. Well, we'll pick up with this subject next time, but we'll be looking for a solution for shame. God bless you till then.